Welcome to New Summit Charter Academy, where life is all about new summits. I'm Catherine, and I'm going to be your tour guide today. New Summit is a nonprofit, tuition-free public charter school that emphasizes a love of learning. When you walk into our school, you will feel safe and loved by our educational community. Students are greeted at the door with a smile, a hug, or a high five. Our secretary works near the front door to let parents and students in, make announcements, and keep track of attendance. We also have a full-time D20 security guard who the students call Mr. Bob. He watches our cameras closely, walks around the perimeter of our school throughout the day, and keeps us safe. Literacy First is a pillar of New Summit Charter Academy. We understand that in order for a child to access all subjects, he or she must know how to read. Literacy First can be seen in the classroom with differentiated skill-based reading groups in addition to whole class instruction. We also have 2 literacy interventionists that work with students in small groups. These first few pictures are of our half-day kindergarten class. This is a morning class that runs from 8 to 11 a.m. The max number of students for each kindergarten class is 20, and we have 2 teacher assistants that float around to help each class. Full-time kindergarten students have 3 recess times: a morning recess, a lunch recess, and an afternoon recess. The recess times are 15 minutes each, except for the after-lunch recess, which is 20 minutes. Kindergarten students also have 5 specials classes, 1 for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. An example schedule for kindergarten may include morning work, English, recess, English again, character education, lunch, rest time, math, specials, math again, recess, and science and social studies. Our kindergarten hallway has 2 extra bathrooms for easy access. Students are also prompted to wash their hands often and use hand sanitizer. For first grade, we have 5 classes with a max of 22 students per class. First grade has 1 teacher assistant that floats through each class as they need help. First grade students also have 5 specials classes, 1 for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. An example schedule for first graders may include morning work, skills testing, language arts, snack and recess, specials, lunch and recess, science and social studies, math, dear time, which stands for drop everything and read, and end of day pack up. Welcome to second grade. Currently, our second grade classes have been on the upper level of our building. When we open in the fall, the second grade classes will be on the lower level in our new wing. This is so we can have lower elementary students on the bottom level and the upper elementary and middle school students on the top level. This past school year, we had 3 second grade classes with a max of 25 students. Second grade has 1 teacher assistant that floats through each class as they need help. Second grade students also have 5 specials classes, 1 for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. Second graders have 3 recess times: a morning recess, a lunch recess, and an afternoon recess. The recess times are 15 minutes each, except for the after-lunch recess, which is 20 minutes. This past school year, we had 3 third grade classrooms. with a max of 25 students. Third grade has one teacher assistant that floats through each class as they need help. Third grade students also have 5 specials classes, one for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. Third graders have 3 recess times, a morning recess, a lunch recess, and an afternoon recess. The recess times are 15 minutes each except for the after lunch recess, which is 20 minutes. This past school year, we had 3 fourth grade classrooms with a max of 25 students. Fourth grade has one teacher assistant that floats through each class as they need help. Fourth graders have 2 recess times, a 15-minute morning recess and a 20-minute after lunch recess. Fourth grade students also have 5 specials classes, one for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. An example of a fourth grade class schedule may include morning work, good things, math, snack, science, recess, specials, lunch and recess, dear time, history, language arts, pack-up time, and dismissal. This past school year, we had 2 fifth grade classrooms with a max of 25 students. Fifth grade has one teacher assistant that floats through both classes as they need help. Fifth graders have 2 recess times, a 15-minute morning recess, and a 20-minute after lunch recess. Fifth grade students also have 5 specials classes, one for each day of the week. These include Spanish, music, art, PE, and library. Students will attend these all year long for an average time of 45 to 50 minutes per class. Welcome to middle school. This fall, students will be able to attend grades 6 through 8 in our brand new middle school wing. Class sizes will be between 25 to 28 students. The core classes this year will include English Language Arts, Science, Social Studies, Spanish, and either Character and Leadership for 6th graders or Life Skills for 7th and 8th graders. Character and Leadership class covers first impressions, taking responsibility, self-concept, attitude, self-confidence, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-control, dealing with conflict, public speaking, community service, and what true leadership is. The Life Skills class will consist of home and personal care skills, life management and organizational skills, student-specific skills, professional skills, and many more. This year, the schedule for middle school will be broken up into a block schedule. Classes will start at 7:50 a.m. and end at 3:20 p.m. Study hall and teacher office hours will be included during these times. Please note that these times are approximate and are subject to change. This year, middle schoolers will have lockers. However, they will not be allowed to bring their own devices to school. Devices will be provided for class checkout. Middle school elective choices will include art, music, team sports, teacher or staff aide, dance, or yearbook and journalism. These will be expanded on later in this video. Students will also have the opportunity to join student government. A student government is a great way for the student body to have a voice that represents the students of the school. The student government would be responsible for organizing and running many events within the school throughout the year. Students will have the opportunity to join after-school clubs and tutoring based on interest and need. This includes after-school sports, book club, art club, and many more. There is the possibility we will be adding a National Junior Honor Club and a Forensics Club as well. Please visit our website for a full list of school clubs and activities for both elementary and middle school students. This year we were able to have our first science fair, which went very well and students, staff, and parents enjoyed very much. We know our students are already excited for next year's science fair. Earlier this year, we were able to open our brand new cafeteria. We offer a grab-and-go breakfast and 4 different hot lunch options. Students gather to eat by grade level, and those who purchase lunch have access to a fresh fruit and salad bar. For students who bring their lunch, there are 3 microwaves available to reheat food. All students have 20 minutes to eat lunch, followed by a 20-minute recess. Outside the cafeteria windows is our garden. Students and volunteers came together to make a place where students could watch vegetables and herbs grow. We now have a garden club that students can join to learn more about gardening and plants. The following is our playground. We have been able to add items each year to make this a fun place for students to play. Our parking lot is set up for Foursquare and hopscotch, along with several basketball courts. We have a jungle gym with swings and slides, and students have access to basketballs, footballs, soccer balls, hula hoops, jump ropes, and more. We also have a brand new Gaga ball pit that was made by parent volunteers. Students go out for recess by grade level, and there are always 2 to 3 adults outside supervising. Our brand new library opened up in January of 2020. It is a large area where students can read, be read to, check out books, and use the small computer lab. The main goal of our library is to provide a welcoming environment which provides a character-rich, curriculum-based collection so that readers of all literacy levels and ages will be inspired to be lifelong learners, lovers of reading and books, and effective information seekers. Students in grades K through 5 will have library as a special once per week. During this time, our librarian will read to them, help them find books to check out, and teach them how to properly use the library to find books. Grades 1 through 8 are able to get a library pass to come check out books at any time. We also hope to have a separate middle school library with books for older students. Welcome to our sensory room. Although small, it has been helpful for students to take a brain break in as needed. We also have a speech therapist and an occupational therapist from the district who works with students who need these services in their IEPs or 504s. Students can come to the room with a teacher assistant to get some quiet time, look at and feel some of the sensory items, do an obstacle course, and much more. We are excited to continue to add and grow our sensory room. All students K through 5 will have Spanish as a special once per week. During Spanish, students will learn about different Spanish-speaking countries and their cultures. They will also learn to speak Spanish through music, games, activities, guest speakers, and more. During this class, the teacher will speak Spanish to students 80% of the time. Middle school students will have Spanish as a core class. The options would be Basic Spanish, Spanish 1, or Spanish 2, depending on where the student is at. All students K through 5 will have art class once per week as a special. The class follows the core knowledge curriculum and goes through the elements of art with a focus on art history. Middle school students will be able to choose art as one of their electives, including art, photography, and architecture, art history, ancient art history, and art sculpture and painting since World War II. We also have plans to place a kiln once budget allows and hope to have an art club as an after-school option for students. All students K through 5 will have music class once per week as a special. The class follows the core knowledge curriculum and goes through the elements of music. Students in 4th grade will learn how to play the recorder. In middle school, students will be able to choose music as an elective. This includes the option of either choir or band, as both will be a year-long class. Choir will have an emphasis on the basics of vocal technique, sight reading, music theory, and history, while band will have an emphasis on development of instrument technique, tone production, tuning, fundamentals of music theory, and music reading and listening skills. Currently, we are leasing the Xfinity Center next to our school as our gym. K through 5 students have PE class once per week as a special. Students learn how to exercise, play games, and classes are also integrated with dance and gymnastics techniques. Middle school students may choose team sports or dance as an elective. Team sports is for students of all skill levels. In this class, they will learn the rules, regulations, and proper etiquette of basic sports with a focus on safety and healthy competition. Middle school students may also choose to participate in after-school sports, including cross-country, indoor soccer, volleyball, floor hockey, and basketball. Students who choose dance as an elective will learn basic terminology in ballet, jazz, and modern music. They will also learn performance etiquette, elements of dance, and choreography. At New Summit, we care for the social-emotional well-being of our students. Our counselor, Mrs. Wise, comes from private practice and left because she has a heart for working with students in a school environment. She runs several groups for students who may come from difficult situations, and students can come down to the front office at any time to sign up for a time slot to talk to her one-on-one. One of our newest programs is our House of Yeti system. As you may have heard, our mascot is the Yeti, and so each house has a name that stands for Yeti in different countries. Each student and staff member are randomly assigned a house, which has a color and character trait that go with it. Students and staff stay in the same house each year. This allows for community and friendship between all staff and students. Each house has a meeting once per month. There are also fun competitions and opportunities for older students to lead and set an example for younger students. Staff may give a student a coin whenever they see them go above and beyond in any area of character. Students get to put the coin in their house bank, and coins are counted frequently to see which house has the best character and the most coins. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this school tour. For any questions or for more information, please email catherine.sneed@newsummitcharter.org.